having any guests for tea, there might be just you on your own. Or with luck, there might be one other person or perhaps two. We're probably often thinking about the teas that we used to have when we went out somewhere. And one of my favourite, which I haven't done many times, is to go to a really superb hotel and get a wonderful tea. And what they always did was they served the cakes and the sandwiches in a tiered object, which was like a cake stand on 3 layers. And this used to be the highlight of the tea. It sometimes came with many different types of tea, and it was a real pleasure. Now, I'm going to recreate this at home, but of course we don't have a cake stand like that. And nor would I want one, because they take up a lot of space. But what I'm going to show you is how to make one. And this is another of what might be considered a rather crazy idea, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Now, this is the cake stand that I have made, and it's a 3-tiered cake stand built on a bottle. It's an ordinary bottle, and the 3 tiers are made from plastic plates. Now, they are balancing very carefully, so I will show you later what the things are, but what I want to show you is how to make this. You start with a bottle, and then you need 3 different size plates. You need one, which this is rather a garish gold one, you don't have to have that. As long as you have 3 different sizes, you are going to be able to make your tiered cake stand. What you also need is a hole in each of these, because the hole is where the rim of the neck of the bottle comes out, and so you're going to be able to fix them on going down in that way. Now, how do you make the hole? The first thing you need is a tape measure. Or you don't need a tape measure if you can look at it carefully. You just have to measure it, go to the halfway point, and you've found the centre of your plate. Once you find the centre of your plate, you want to mark it with either a round thing like that, or just draw a circle. Then in the plate, which is solid, not like this one, you press a hole with a knife, and then you get a pair of scissors, and then you just cut round it so you have a hole. So what you need is 3 different size plates with holes like that. And then it's all easy. You're all done. But what you need to do is you need to find something to put on them. Now, if you're lucky, you might have some cakes around, and I'm going to show you what I have. All these, most of them came from the freezer. One didn't, one was made today, and I'll show you. This one, and I'm easing it off very carefully because the top one is quite difficult, is some iced buns. And I just had those, which I had made a week or so ago. Now this is what I made today. And these are really rather special. These are Portuguese custard tarts called pastéis de nata. And I am very fond of them. And they're made with puff pastry and a creamy custard. And the third layer is what I call cheesecake bites. I love cheesecake, but I'm not supposed to eat a lot of sweet things, and so I make them in very, very small bites. So here are the 3 layers of what you're going to put. But I want to make a suggestion. If you don't have cake, don't worry, you can put other things on your layers. Now, here is the very English thing that makes an English tea, cucumber sandwiches. You can either make them open like that, with just little pieces of cucumber, or you can close them and have the cucumber inside. But I'll give you one hint about making cucumber sandwiches. You want to peel the cucumbers, cut them very thin, and then sprinkle them with salt. Then wrap them in a paper towel. 5 minutes later, the paper towel will be wet because the salt draws a lot of the water out of the cucumbers. So instead of making the sandwiches soggy, the cucumbers are really delicious. Now, I've got one other suggestion. If you haven't got any cake, you haven't got any cucumbers, and you haven't got any bread, you can do a little bit of make-believe. I used to spend a lot of time making tiny models. I made models like this, which is lemons in a basket. This one is little red peppers. This one is a carrot and a leek. This is tomatoes. And I used to play with these things. Another one is I used to make cakes. Now these aren't real cakes, these are model cakes as well. Every one of these is a model made out of something called Fimo, and each one has a little piece of cake which is cut from it, and they have a line, and the line across is so that these things can be used as place card holders. Anyway, I am digressing because all I'm telling you is that you don't need to have cake to have a fun time. You could have one plate of sandwiches, one plate of something else, and you can even put nuts and crisps on the bottom one. And what I'd like you to do is just have a go. Make your little tiers, and I'll show you again how they will go on. The cheesecake one is going first down there, then is the custard tarts one going there, and third is the iced buns. One little thing I will tell you is that because these are plastic cakes, even if they were not, you have to balance things very carefully because otherwise it would be quite easy for them to tip up. So it's not a very solid structure, this, but it's a laugh. And what I'd love you to do is to try it. And if you think this idea is worth passing on, please tell your friends. If you don't, you can tell me. And to contact me, you can go to my website, which is called The Armchair Kitchen. Thank you for watching.